I'm Shelly Turner with the Builderall team. In this video, I'm going to show you how to set up a one-step checkout. We're going to start from a blank template. So I'm going to go to Builders and Responsive, New Responsive. I'm going to choose Blank Page, and I'm going to scroll down to the one that's Blank Layout Clean, and I'll click Edit. And now we're in our editor, and I can see I have two columns here. I'm going to use the first column for my product picture and the second column for my checkout. So let's go ahead and find a product that we can add here. So the first thing I'm going to do is make some elements. I'm going to have a picture and the price. So let's go ahead and make two element grids. 1, 2. I'm going to make this one larger to fit a picture that I'm going to put in there. And then I'm going to go to plus and image and drop my image right in there. Make it a little bit smaller. We go right click and go to change image, and I'll pick out image to use. So I'll click confirm. There's our image. I'm going to stretch it out a little more to make it take up as much space as possible inside this element grid, and I'll shrink the element grid to fit it. Then I'm going to do some text in here. So I'm going to go plus and text, and we'll put in the name of the item. And then I'll go ahead and shrink that up, and I'm going to add one more element grid, and we'll add pricing in there. Let's say it's $29.90. So we have the item, we have the pricing, and now we can add the checkout here. First of all, we need to add our product. Our product is Freedom and Forgiveness, and it's $29.90. I need to go to the shopping cart here, and the first thing I'm going to do is go to Payment Manager. And before I can do that, it says I have to save my website. So we can't set up anything until we do a save. So I'm going to go to Save. I'm going to create a website name. And now everything's saved, and now I can go to my shopping bag and start setting up my offer. So I'm going to click Shopping Bag and Payment Manager. And the first thing I need to do is figure out, am I going to accept PayPal, Stripe, Braintree, or Authorize.net, or am I going to go with an external program like JVZoo or ClickBank? I'm going to go with just PayPal. So I'll click PayPal, and then I'm going to name my PayPal. So I'm going to click the pen button, pencil, and I'm going to call it Shelly's PayPal and confirm. And then I put the email of my PayPal, and then I click Save. And now the payment information is set up so I can accept PayPal as my payment processor. Next thing I do is go to Offer Manager, and there's already an offer in there, and I don't want to use that offer, so I'm just going to delete it and confirm. And now I'm just going to create one from scratch. So I'm going to go to plus. And remember, this is called Freedom in Forgiveness. And I'm going to make the description of it exactly the same. You can actually put in an extended description if you want to. For payment method, I'm going to say Shelly's PayPal. For the currency, I'm going to say US dollars. You can choose any amount of currency you want. I can choose an expiration date. I don't want this one to expire, so I'm not going to set that. I can set the picture, which was the exact picture we used a minute ago. Confirm. And I can choose a different email theme. There's only the default in there right now. Then a thank you page. I'm going to create no thank you page. And then if you like to do a webhook, you can set that up. I'm going to go ahead and click next. And now I'm going to click on the item 1 and put in the specifics of item 1. So I'm going to put Freedom and Forgiveness. It's going to be 0.05 cents. So we can go through an example transaction. The description, I'm going to put the same thing, but you could put whatever you want. For the picture, I'm going to choose the box and confirm. And then I can choose if I want to add more on the item. I can choose to discount it, or I could do shipping on the item. I don't want to add shipping. I don't want to make this optional. I just want to keep everything the way it is. I also could give it access to a member area. But for this one, since it's a one-step checkout, we're just going to keep it really, really simple. It's one item. They're going to purchase it, and we will set them up on the thank you page to get their information. So for the email message that I want to give them, I'm just going to say thank you for your purchase. And then I'm going to click save. So nothing extra was clicked, and we created that one item. So now that item is created, it's 5 cents, which for you guys it would be $29.90. and it's set up to be able to purchase. So now I have to connect that offer with a checkout. So let's go ahead and go to plus, and I'll go down to checkout, and I'm going to choose the one-step checkout. I'm just going to click that, and it adds it to the screen. Now it tells me that I need to pick my offer. So Freedom and Forgiveness is the one I want to offer, and then I'm going to click confirm. And now I've got my checkout available. I'm going to put that right here and stretch it the width. And it needs to be a little bit longer as well. So we're going to go ahead and lengthen our columns a little bit so we can make sure there's plenty of room for this checkout. So just like that. Now we have the checkout added, and we can configure that. So let's go to right click, and we'll go to alter offer. If you make any change in your offer, you want to reconnect it. So you want to click it and confirm again, just to make sure that you got all the changes. Then we're going to right click it, and we're going to go to configure. And this is where you can change the specifics on everything about that checkout screen. So for personal info title, which is right here, we can change that information. And then for offer title, which is right here, we can change that information. And then for button text, which is down here, you can change that information. And then for the upsell, we don't have an upsell on this one, but if I did have an upsell, I could change that text as well. And then I have a bunch of color settings I can do right here, including the border. Instead of it being like a light gray where you can barely see it, I can change that to a black. Now you can see the border better. And then personal info title, that right there, I can change that color if I want to. So I'm going to change that to a bold blue. And then the offer title right here, I'm going to change that to bold blue. And then the color of the button right here, I'm going to change that to a bold red. And then the button text color is white. We'll keep that the way it is. And then if we had a upsell, we could change that color here. We don't have an upsell on this one, so I'm going to go to confirm. Now you can see all that's changed in my window to reflect everything that I changed. And the last thing I want to do is actually click save to make sure that everything is saved and we don't lose anything. So now in this website, we need to see if we have a thank you page. So I'm going to click here. The only page we have is home. So I'm going to go ahead and create a thank you page. All I'm going to do is go to page and then the arrow and add page. We're just going to add a blank page. And we're going to call this the thank you page and confirm. And now that we've got our thank you page, it looks almost exactly the same as the first page, the home page, except this is going to be the thank you page. So I'm going to get rid of this column. It actually has two columns. I'm going to get rid of one of them. And now this one column actually is all the way across the screen. And I'm going to put some elements in there. So I'm going to add an element grid, add an element grid. And I'm just going to put plus and text. And we're going to put one in there that says thank you for your purchase. There we go. And we can stretch that out a little bit and make sure to center it. And then we'll right click and center the element just like that. And now this other element that we added in, we're going to add a button, and that button will be the download for the product. So I'm going to go to plus, and I'm going to add a button, and I'm going to choose from all the many buttons this one right here. That one looks fabulous. And we'll close this window. I'm going to right click, go to text, and I'm going to put download here. Perfect. And now I'm going to right click and we'll go to action. And here we're going to put the document that they're going to download. I'm going to do a file search. And we're going to choose, we're going to pretend like we have uploaded our document. And I'm going to click the document, make sure I have that check mark there, and then confirm. And then OK. So now it's actually ready to be downloaded. Okay. So that's really all I'm going to do on that thank you page. So I'm going to click save and then save again. There we go. Now I'm going to go back to my offer. So I'm going to go to the shopping bag and the offer manager. And there's my offer, Freedom and Forgiveness. I'm going to edit the Freedom and Forgiveness. And right here, I'm going to change my thank you page. So I'm going to go down and select thank you and then next. And I don't need to change anything else. I'll click save and then confirm. So now everything has been configured. I need to go back to my main page. Remember, we made a change in the offer. So I'm going to go back to that home page where that offer is, and I'm going to right click, alter offer, choose freedom and forgiveness, and then confirm. That's to make sure that I catch everything new. And then I'm going to click save, then save again. And now we've made all the necessary changes to make sure that our website is ready to go. So let's go ahead and publish our site and test it. So I'm going to go back to my drag and drop builder, and I'm going to go to my sites. So here's my website, one-step checkout videos. I'm going to go to more options and publish, and then I'm going to click OK. And this allows us to put our website out onto the internet and make it public so that we can actually access it through the internet. Once it's gone through and published it, then I can click on this link and it'll take me to the live site. So here's the live site, and I'm going to go ahead and test it to make sure that it works. So I'm going to fill out everything and run completely through the test. I've got all my fields filled out, and I'm going to click Purchase Now. And then it takes me through to PayPal, so I can set up my PayPal payment. So I'm going to log in with my PayPal information, and I'm going to go ahead and make the payment. When I make the payment, it should take me to the thank you page, which is where I can download my product. And if you remember, we added that thank you page inside the offer manager right there on the offer manager. So I'm going to click Pay Now and then Return to Merchant. And there's our thank you page with the download link. Once I click that, it would download the product. I'm back in the editor. There are a couple things that you need to know about your form. If you want to disable the password feature, you can right click on the form and choose to not require a password. And if you click that, it will actually take away that password. And then we'll right click and alter offer, go here, confirm, and you can see that password is not required now. So that makes a difference. Also, if you want more information that you want to gather from your customer because you maybe need a shipping address, then you need to go ahead and go to these gears and then user management. And here you can see the purchase that I made. But on this gear, I can click it, and from here I can add additional fields, including an address field, city, state, zip. All I do is click add and then name the field, make it required or not, and then I can choose a text field, text area, number, checkbox, or radio. So that's how you add new fields onto your checkout form to make sure you're capturing all the information that you need. Make sure that after you make any changes to that user management and add or delete fields, that you right click your form, go to alter offer, choose your offer again, and then click confirm. That way you are for sure making sure that you've got the latest and most updated version of that checkout form to be able to go through the checkout process for your customer. So that's how you use the one-step checkout for your websites in Builderall.